What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some new leaks and rumors for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet's DLC, the Indigo Disc. In today's video, we're going to dive into Dokutaro. We're going to dive into some new features of the Indigo Disc and much more. And of course, guys, like this type of content, enjoy these videos. Please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. Consider supporting the channel by joining the Pan Fam by hitting that join channel member button below. Now, Riddler tweeted out this image of a Master Ball, and when you open the Master Ball, you have some sort of engagement ring. Now, this may not seem like anything, it doesn't add any other context to this, but when you look back on his other tweets, we see how this relates to the new legendary Pokemon, Dokutaro. Now, Dokutaro is the Peach Pokemon, if you didn't know that, and this Pokemon seems to be the leader of the Loyal 3, seems to be the Pokemon that actually turned them into the Loyal 3, and maybe the Pokemon that's actually possessing Kieran to be so angry and suspicious. And we're probably going to actually go back to the TLMAS DLC and capture Dokutaro in a side quest. Now, let's go further into the Dokutaro theory from a Pen Paladin here. Sticking with my theory that Dokutaro's category is the Master Pokemon. As the leader of the Retainer Pokemon, who also tweeted, yep, it opens. Maybe the Master Ball got its power from Dokutaro somehow. I don't fully believe in what this person is saying, but I like their general mindset. But one, if you haven't seen it, this is what Dokutaro looks like. It is just an upset peach looking Pokemon, but you can see how it does look similar to a Master Ball. It has like the same sort of colors. It has like the pink on the left and right side of its head, where the Master Ball would be, like right here. So that is very similar. But I do believe it is like the Master Pokemon of the Loyal Trio. As you can see in their Dex entries, it says they are the Retainer Pokemon. So the Retainers do have a Master, and that makes a lot of sense. Of course, the pink chains on these Pokemon are the same color pink that is on Dokutaro. So you can know that the toxic chains on those Pokemon link back to the Dokutaro. So that makes a lot of sense right there too. Now, another tweet that was tweeted out, and you can see it full here, so was this open peach. And Riddler says, yep, it can open. So it just posted this, yep, it can open. So this Dokutaro can open up, but what is going to be inside of Dokutaro, right? I mean, it looks like a Master Ball. I wonder what's going to actually be inside of it. But if we go back to this previous image, well, there is a ring in here. And it's like, seems to be an engagement ring, right? So a diamond ring, like a crystal, like a Terra sort of type of crystal in there. So maybe one Dokutaro has a special Terra form, and when it opens up, it achieves that special form using the power of Terra energy. Or maybe when Dokutaro opens up, there is going to be a special dormant Terra shard in there, and maybe this dormant Terra shard is actually the dormant form, the pendant that Terrapagos is living in. So maybe it ate the turtle. Maybe. I mean, that's super far-fetched, but we have seen in the anime that dormant form of the pendant of Terrapagos in there. So it could be related to the box legendary, the second DLC, but we'll have to wait and see. That's just the wild theory right there. But it does look like a Master Ball. It is the leader of the Loyal 3. Maybe it does open up and have a second form. We know it's going to be a Lewd Legendary, and it's probably going to be at least a Poison type because, you know, the toxic chains came from it and it created the Loyal 3. So let me know in the comment section below how you feel about Dokutaro. Are you excited about this Pokemon? Do you think we have some sort of theory and lead on it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, we have some quick Pokemon animation news here. And Riddler says, her fans, are you ready? And this is the main character of the new Pokemon anime series. So there's no more Ash. She is the main character. She actually has the Terrapagos pendant around her neck as well. And Riddler says, watch her on the big S, watch her on the big screen. So coming to theaters, there is going to be an upcoming Pokemon movie, which is pretty cool because we haven't had a Pokemon movie in absolutely forever. I mean, the last one was the Dada Zarude movie. And the big thing about these Pokemon movies is they usually feature the mythical Pokemon of the generation. Now, we have not had a mythical Pokemon for Gen 9 yet. We just currently don't have one. We don't know if Dokutaro is actually going to be one. Maybe they're going to have a mythical that's going to be announced after the Indigo disc as some like super post-game content. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they just won't have a mythical for this movie, and maybe it'll just be about Koraidon and Muriodon. We'll just have to wait and see, but I'm super excited because it's been so long since we had a Pokemon movie, and I do think the movies are quite enjoyable, so I'm very excited for that. Now, moving on, this is actually probably the most interesting story for me in this video. The Riddler Coup says, okay, forget the troll post, finally time to guess the PK Hex feature. So if you didn't know, Riddler Coup says that the Indigo disc is going to have a PK Hex-like feature. We didn't know what the feature was going to be. We thought it was going to be straight up just editing your Pokemon. And if you don't know what PK Hex is the save editor software where you can edit your Pokemon save. You can pretty much use this for any Pokemon game. So you can essentially go into the software, go to your Pokemon, and you can like give it all the moves, all the TMs, perfect EVs, IVs, change the ball, change where you caught it, and all this. Of course, like, you know, you want to make it legal. So there are like legal checks for all that fun stuff in there too. But it's cool that there's going to be some sort of feature like that in the game, because the biggest barrier for us as players is it's sort of annoying to like change your Pokemon's moves, EVs, IVs, whenever, for different teams and things like that. So anything that makes it faster for us to get into actual VGC battles quicker is going to be great for the entire player base. Now, these are our 4 options, and I hope these options honestly are, I mean, they're not too great overall. I'm a little bit disappointed by the options, right? Shininess conversion is not going to be the thing. Yes, PK Hex, you can make any Pokemon shiny. This is never going to happen in the game. Just thinking about it, if they remove the specialness of shiny Pokemon, and they're already not as special as they were in past games, this is not happening, right? Gender fluid, changing the gender of your Pokemon, this is also not going to happen. Because one, gender mostly does not matter. 99% of the time, gender does not matter. But it's also a weird thing because this also would change the Pokemon's model, right? I don't believe anything that would change the Pokemon's model would be in a PK Hex-like feature in game. Same with the shininess. That would change the model completely. Do not want to have that. So it's definitely not these first 2. Now, the third one, IV adjustment, could be it, but we already sort of have that in the game, right? We have bottle caps. Now, if you can adjust your IVs, that would be sort of redundant with bottle caps. I mean, the only thing I can say about IV adjustment that would be a huge positive would be, could we allow a bottle cap or some sort of way to get an IV to 0? Because there's certain cases in competitive play where you want to have a 0 IV. Like if you're in a Trick Room team, you want to have your speed at 0 instead of having at 31 for your IV, because you want to outspeed a Pokemon in Trick Room by being the slowest, means you go first, right? But I don't think that's going to be a feature in this case. It's such a small, minuscule thing that affects such a small amount of the player base. I don't think that would be a selling point. I don't think that would be a feature. So by the process of elimination, the last thing is going to be is moving balls. And I can see this because, one, a lot of people care what Pokeballs they catch their Pokemon in. I mean, I definitely care. I know my community cares. I'm sure you probably care too. So if you could, like, let's say my starter Fuecoco, right? It comes in the Pokeball. What if I wanted to put it in like a fastball? What if I want to put it in like a heavy ball or whatever? You know what I mean? Now, if we can move our Pokeball, just switch them out, that would be pretty sick. And I wonder if that would actually remove the old Pokeball completely. Probably would, let's be real. But if it didn't, that would be really sick. And then we can, like, you know, personalize it even further. So, and we can, of course, you know, in the DLC, change how you actually throw your Pokemon out too, with the different throwing methods. So I could actually see this being another big, like, flair thing for the game, where it's like, oh, you can change how you throw your Pokemon out, and you can change the ball they come out of. I can see it as a fun selling point that casual people care a lot about. So that could be really cool. So I'm personally going to vote for moving balls. A lot of people are going to vote for IV adjustment, which I do think is very, like I said, I think it's a little bit strange because the bottle caps already exists and it's sort of be very redundant. But we'll, you know, let me know in the comment section below which one do you think is going to be out of these 4. But I think moving balls and then IV adjustment are definitely the top 2, and the other 2 I just don't think is ever going to happen. Well, there we have it, guys. That is all the information I have to share with you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new. I really appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out and have a good one.